Hello boys and girls. Today we are going to make a paper glider. It's kind of like an airplane, but one that does not have an engine. It's not going to be exactly what you see in here, but will be something similar to it. So let's get it started. First of all, you will need to know which tools you need. You will need to get one of these wooden rods from me, which I'm showing you right now in the video. Hopefully you have it. And you will need one of them for two of you. Everybody will make their own airplane, but you will start by dividing this thing in half. So to do this thing, you will need one of these saws, or maybe you can use a Copen saw. Here's how it works. At first, you're going to take a ruler. So you will need a ruler. With your ruler, you will put the beginning of this rod at 0, and you will measure exactly 10.5 inches. So 10.5 inches right in here. So you will measure 10.5 inches. Now, once you've done this thing, you will use one of these saws, and I strongly suggest putting this thing in vise. I'm not gonna do it in here because it's difficult to do it in the video, but you will definitely put this thing in vise, I suggest it, and you will cut it with your saw. Now, see, if you don't do it, it will be a little bit difficult, but if you hold it in your hands, it's still possible, as I do it in here. Now, don't break this thing, just make sure you actually cut it. Otherwise, your airplane is not gonna fly really well if you just break these things. Now, you should end up with 2 sticks like this. All right, now you only need one. Again, everybody's gonna make their own airplane. To do this, the next thing which you will do, you will need to have a piece of a cardboard paper. Again, I'll give you one of these. See, it's a piece of a cardboard paper. What you will do with it first, you will fold it in half. See what I'm doing? I'm folding my paper in half. So fold it in half, do it really nicely. And again, now, so paper is folded in half. What you do next, you will use scissors. See, now I need to use scissors. With my scissors, I will cut this paper. See, I'm cutting it exactly where I folded before. All right, let me do it. And I cut my paper. All right, now what I do, I'll take half of this paper and I'm ready to fold it again. So I'll take this paper and I fold it. See, I fold it like this and trying to be as exact as possible. I'm trying to make this paper extremely symmetrical. See, it's nicely folded. What I do next, now I need to use some tape. So I unfold this paper a little bit and I take a piece of tape. My piece of tape is about as long as this paper. See, in my case, it's even a little bit longer. Now, and I put it on a cardboard. So look what happens. See, half of my tape is on a cardboard and half of sort of like is off. Now, I'm gonna take this paper, which I cut, and I fold it a little bit. But see what happens right now when I'm gonna tape it. I purposely like squish my paper in some way that right now, see, when you look from a side, I did not fold it perfectly. I put this tape, see, I put tape in such way. So my paper is semi-rounded. Again, if you ever saw any videos about how airplanes fly, you would learn that airplane does not have a completely flat wing. If the wing of airplane was flat, it will not fly. See, it needs to be semi-rounded. So again, you need to tape your paper in such way so it will be like a little bit rounded in here. Just make sure you don't make it flat. Again, this will be wing of my airplane. What I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna take a piece of like this wood, which I cut before, and I'm gonna attach it in here. But before I do that, in case if your paper is not like mine, what you might wanna do, you don't have to do it, but what you might wanna do, put a piece of tape on this side, look, and put that piece of tape on this side. Again. Like as I said before, I promise that your plane will fly much better if your wing is not completely flat, but actually semi-rounded like this. All right, what do we do next? Next thing which we're gonna do, we will take this piece of paper, this cardboard, and now we're gonna tape it to my wooden rod. How do I do it? I just put it in here, right, about this far from the front, and I'm gonna use some tape again. Probably what I wanna do in here, I would use my ruler to make sure I put it exactly in the center. For instance, if I measure this thing in centimeters, that's 28. So I know the middle of my wing is at 14. I might even put it with a pencil or a pen where 14 is. So I'll know that my wooden rod has to be right where 14 centimeters is. right? Again, the more accurately I do this thing, the better my airplane will fly. I take a piece of tape and I put a piece of tape in here. I put a piece of tape in here. And I'll do the third piece in here. Okay. Once this is done, next thing which I'll do, I'll make sure that my tape will not fall off. So I'll take some additional pieces of tape and I'll put one on the front, like this, and one on the front again, like this. Now I'm gonna do even more. I will take the same piece of tape, actually similar piece of tape, and I will tape the back a little bit. See, this way I know my plane is gonna be really sturdy and it's not gonna fall apart. Okay, let's keep going. So far so good. So basically what I have so far, I attached the piece of cardboard to this thing. All right, what I'll do next, now probably I would try to make my thing look, I don't know, a little bit nicer, I guess. Sometimes I use a piece of tape just to make it more symmetrical, just so it doesn't look like it's just a bunch of tape put on the top of each other. Of course, we just don't want it to make it ugly. All right, so now it doesn't look pretty yet. We're gonna decorate it later on, but this is what we have so far. Now we're gonna add the rear part of it, right? We're going to put like rear wings, stabilizers, and we need to put the tail on this plane. So here's how I do it. Now, what I'll do now, I will take the same piece of paper that I had before and I'll fold it again. Okay, let me fold it. When I fold this piece of paper, what I'll do now, I'll cut it in half. See, I'm cutting this thing in half. Okay, now, once I have a strip of paper like this, what I'll do again, now I fold it like this, and guess what? I'm gonna cut it in half again. Now from this thing, what I'll do, I'll fold it again. All right, so in here, I'll just do this slanted cut like this, and like this. Okay, what do I have now? This thing now becomes my rear wings. So what I do, I put it in here like I did before, and I will use another tape to tape it together. Oops, you go in this way. All right, so we'll take a piece of tape and we'll put in here one piece of tape, and we'll put the second piece of tape. All right, now once we're done, look, so far not bad. We have very much a lot, big part of the airplane done, this whole thing. Now, what we need to do, we need to add tail to this plane. How do we do it? Again, remember we have this little piece left in here. So what I'll do, I fold it in half. When I fold this thing in half, look what I'm doing. Let's say, see where it opens in here? That's where I'm gonna make this cut. I'll do it like this. What I'll do now, I'll cut it a little bit more in here. Now I just fold, look. I folded this part, I folded this part. Now, when I folded this thing, let me do some trimming job again. Let's say, now I'm ready to add my tail. See, if you look from a side, it will look like this. How do I attach it? Of course I do it with the tape. So I take a piece of tape and I'll attach it in here, right? Okay, let me do it right in the middle. And I'll attach it on the other side. I'll also do it right in the middle. Okay, looks like airplane is almost ready, but there are a couple more things. First of all, obviously, again, like we did not decorate it yet, so it might not look very pretty. But what we need to do, in order for airplane to fly well, it needs to be heavy on the front. So with that said and done, I'm gonna take this last piece of paper, which I did not use yet. And what I'm doing, I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna make a very long cut in half. See, but it has to be extremely long. Now, I'll take one of these pieces and I will wrap it around the very front of my plane. See what I'm doing? I wrap it around, wrap it around, wrap it around. And again, it has to be a very, very, very big piece of paper on the front. This way, your airplane will be heavy. If it's heavy, it actually will fly. See what I have in here? How do I attach it? Of course with a tape. So I take a piece of tape and I'll put the tape around here. Then obviously it will slide off if I don't use more tape. So let me use some tape in here. And I'll use some tape on the back. All right. So at this point, you got the idea how to do it. What we have to do next, we'll have, all right, so let's take a look at our plane. That's what we have so far. Okay, looks like this so far. Now, what we will do right now is we will have to decorate it. All right, so this video already gets extremely long, so I'm not gonna spend time in here showing you how to decorate this plane, but this is one of them I built in here. And earlier today, I built another one. Just showing you a couple examples. They look very similar. Now, depending how well you built it, it's gonna fly well or it's not gonna fly well, but a couple more words about decorating. All right, so I will show you a quick example how this can be decorated. See, you can add some green colors, you can add some blue colors, reddish colors. So you decide how you want to decorate these planes. But again, let's say it's up to you, but the more colors you put, the more beautiful it looks. And again, I really hope that you spend a lot of time making it work nice and neat so your plane flies well. And the last but not least, make sure you put your name on it so I know it's yours. Thank you very much.